Yo, 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 yo. Welcome back to the studio, people. Jason Gooner TV again, and it's another EPL preview show. We're up to week 30, people. Week 30, but the season does have fly. Yeah, some teams have what 8 games left, some have 9 games left. Um, and we're coming down to the crunch right now, people. We're gonna know who is the Premier League champion before you know it. We're in March, have a few more months of the season left, people, and a champion will be crowned. So we are here again, like we always are when we can be, to preview the entire match weekend. We have matches starting tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and we have a game this Monday as well. So you know, Monday night we'll be back for the review show where we'll reveal all the results of the matches, talk about the games, and definitely reveal the score predictions table as well. So yeah, get your predictions ready, people. We're gonna jot them down on the big board, and once the matches are played, we'll be back to reveal and talk about all the action, people. So listen, this is a YouTube platform, a YouTube show. So on YouTube, the best way to support the person that you're listening to right now is to locate the like button, whatever device you're watching this on, whether it's your tablet, your laptop, your phone, your TV, anything you have, people, there's a like button somewhere. Find it, hit it. Yeah, that's the best way to show your support. Also, you can share the content as well. If you think more people need to know and be aware of what's happening here, yeah, man, just let the people know. Reach out, share, let more people, the more eyes, the more the merrier. Yeah, man, people that I didn't know before the season started have started to watch the channel, them forward every week. And yeah, that's how we build it organically, right? So I want to say big ups to each and every one of you that turned in to watch Mount Pleasant versus LA Galaxy. A lot of you tapped into that video and also hit the like button. So we greatly appreciate all of those things, people. And yeah, it was a rough night for Mount Pleasant. It was going to be a decent result up until about the 88, 89 minute. And then it became a 3-0 defeat. So Mount Pleasant have the return leg next week. I think it's what, on Wednesday, I believe. No, or Thursday. What's the 19th? 19th is Thursday. Yeah. So Thursday, people. Thursday. So yeah, hopefully we can turn up for that and bring that one to you again, people. But tonight it's all about the EPL. So we're gonna get right into it, people. We have a bunch of team news to get through. Some of the top teams in England, they did get the chance to play some European football. So we have to tap in with that, see what the coach is saying about players who might have missed those games. Of course, some teams will be looking forward to the return legs. Pretty much all of the English teams are either hanging in the balance or look like it's going to be a serious uphill climb. When you're talking about Tottenham and Chelsea and Manchester City as well. Yeah, some of those games got out of hand in terms of scoreline, so there'll have to be some huge results next week for the English teams to survive. And of course, a couple of teams going into the second legs in the Champions League with draw matches. So yeah, it's going to be interesting, people. Very, very interesting next week to see what really happens with all the English teams. Of course, Liverpool losing, but not the biggest scoreline. So let's see how that one turn out. But yeah, it's gonna be a cracking week. But first, all of these teams have to get through the grueling week of the EPL. Yes, right now the EPL looking suspect, people. We're not gonna lie. In Europe, everybody losing the games pretty much. And I think my theory is I don't think it really means that the EPL teams aren't good enough. I honestly believe that the challenge that I'm going through in the league itself definitely play a part in how they're able to perform in the midweek games. But I also think that some of the coaches of these EPL teams need to realize that since the league is so difficult, you cannot expect your players to just be able to play all the games them. You have to rotate your squad. So yeah, that's gonna be something that's gonna be interesting going into this week. You know, these teams with these big matchups in the following week, you know, after this weekend, how much will the coaches rotate? Like a team like Man City that is chasing Arsenal right now, you know, they'll be chasing the second leg victory by 3 goals at least, right? How much does Pep rotate the team from what we saw against Madrid to what we're going to see this weekend when they face Man City? These are the things, and these are little decisions and the things that make the difference, going to this title run. So let's see which managers push the right buttons, fighting for top five or top four. People saying that the top five is sealed. So I'm worried about if the top five will go away if the teams them don't turn over the second legs. So I forgot to see what's going to happen with that. But I believe, from what I understand of the rules, that the EPL is already safe with the five. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. Maybe somebody in the chat can tell me for sure, but I think that it's five. They upon the ends are wait. Big up yourself, Jagans. Bing, bing, bang, bang, boom. Big up yourself, Majid. Oh, all right. The volume works. Okay. Yeah, man. Big up Jagans. I know your style. You write down on the big board, but I know the picks them are forward the next time. Big up, big up. Yeah, man, Apache. My bad, Majid. It difficult, bro. Like Julie had a middle school football match tonight. Them win what 7-2. Drew had an assist in the game. Yeah, man. But yeah, that go on, and then dinner time, and then some things, and then yeah, had to push back the time a little bit. But yeah, we're there, bro. Content will forward the night before the match then at some point. I wish I could have a more set time, but life be life in, you see me? Big up, yeah, man. Big up in the building between everybody. Yo, 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 yo. Yeah, man, we're there. Bless up DJ Gigs. That man's a celebrate EPL title because City not sort of them performance this season. Well, look, I still expect City to throw some more wrench in the thing. I know it don't look very promising for them after that first leg, but the game could have gone a little different if City was a bit more clinical in that first half. I think Madrid did show the class in the second half for the most part. So held them at bay, kind of controlled the match. And really, it should have been four, but Vinny Jr. with a team effort from the penalty spot. So, but yeah, City, I mean, the main thing with City is them going to create. We see them creating, but they can't stop people from creating on them. That's the problem. Probably only Gunners, Liverpool, and Newcastle and make it to the next round. Okay, so Apache putting down those three teams. Well, look, Chelsea have a fighting spirit at the bridge, so I wouldn't be surprised if they make that game at least interesting, even though they're down by 3. And I think with City, again, it's going to be an issue that they can't stop the other team from creating. So I think that they might well win that second leg, but I don't know if they can win it by the 3 clear goals. So that would be the hurt for them. But honestly, PSG, similar to Man City, but not as much. Chelsea will give you a chance or a few, especially from their own doing, which we saw in the first leg. So I don't doubt that Chelsea and City will score goals in the second leg. I just have doubts that they'll be able to keep out the other teams enough. That's the main thing. So you might be right, Apache, with that selection. Yeah, man, I know your style, bro. I know the thing go. You want to get all of the knowledge, and then work it out afterwards. Hey, whatever works for you, my G. You have to figure out a way to get it done, bro. That's your way. All right, so no more hitching, people. Let's get to it. All right, so I have the match then. Bing bang. Okay. Let me see something. I want to check something here. All right, no, can't do it like that. Okay, it's all right. People go and smash up the like button while I get this how we want it. All right, cool. Bless up, Skull. How go on, my G? There, you know. Skull gonna give me the belief that Arsenal going to do it, you know. Vinny Jr. joke out the man them penalty, yeah. It was a poor attempt, you know. And for it to be 3-love and him couldn't just seal it there, so. You never know. We could be looking back at that penalty when it's all said and done. You never know. All right, so the first game of the weekend is Burnley and Bournemouth. We're not gonna start the picks just yet. What we want to do? We want to get the injury news from both teams. So, people, as I said before, smash the like button. Make sure we get the video to a decent likes number. If you're watching this on the replay, please do the same. Leave your comments in the comment section, and definitely leave your score predictions in the comment section if you didn't catch this one live. All right, as long as you get them in before kickoff, they will be accepted. You understand? But some man try to trick the thing, and send it a little bit after the game start and them thing. We can't accept those. It's like we have to put them on VAR and then just take away all the picks because it's a disadvantage to the other players. We want an even and fair playing field. All right, so this right here is news from out of Bournemouth. They will be taking on Burnley in the first matchup of the day tomorrow. It's 11 o'clock my time, which is a little different because obviously daylight savings is back in effect. So right now, the game's kicking off at 11 o'clock tomorrow for me. 10 o'clock in Jamaica. I think that would be what? 2 o'clock kickoff in England. I don't believe England has moved yet in terms of time. All right, AFC Bournemouth head coach. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. AFC Bournemouth head coach Iraola says Ben Doak is edging closer to a return. The Scottish international hasn't played for the Cherries since the game against City back in November. He says, I think we are in the same situation from the last game against Brentford in terms of injuries. We don't have any new injuries, but we also don't have any players that will come back. Ben has started playing with us, but it is very early for him. Lewis Cook is also still running on his own and will not be ready. Last games of Burnley, they beat Palace away, losing 2-0. Chelsea away, they draw 1-1. They're losing 3-0 against Brentford to go 3-3. Then even scored to make it 4-3, but with a slight offside. So you're all basically telling the media and probably his players a little message saying, hey, don't watch with them there in the league. They're on a decent run of form and they never give up when the game is going. So but he did say that they did have one game against Everton where they weren't the better team. So you can see the coach been watching their games to get ready for this one. Because I think they had, more than a week before this fixture because, it was a FA Cup weekend. And of course, Bournemouth not playing in Europe. So it's been a long little layoff. So the man probably watched back all of the most recent Burnley games, Man say he really liked the result against Brentford. So Bournemouth, as you can see, nothing new. They're not getting back Doak as yet. Doak is a decent player as well, came over from Liverpool, the youngster. Another one of those players that Liverpool just find a way to sell for a bag of money. My club don't have any. My club don't have any of those type of sales. We just don't do it. I'm vexed Chile need you team in Champions League and you're out already. They say they're actually root for them to stay in the competition, and go and run out the legs. Boy, I don't know. They saying I like the daylight thing, but I'm not really business still, to be honest. Bless up, bless up, bless up. In the building. Big up yourself, coach. Yeah, man. But from the way how Real full of players that don't like to defend. They don't stop teams from scoring. Also, yeah, exactly. I just feel like it's going to be a basketball game, like a 4-3, but it's not going to be enough. And that's another thing too, where you say there, Gigs, about the keeper having an excellent game. You know, Courtois is good for those. So City can even ball them and take a million shot, and Courtois just make 5, 6 save, and them, them end up win by 2 or win by 1 or something like that. But let's see still. Football, and Madrid, I don't know. I don't know if boy them would have really, because sometimes you can go into the game and just be so cautious to the point where you forget to do what you need to do. So it just depends on the approach. And obviously, if Madrid score first or something like that, then it's gonna be like virtually impossible still. So look, it's a tough task. It's a tough task for City. I don't know if them can get that done, but I know them are gonna try. All right, so that's news on Brentford. Now let's try to get some news on their opponents, Burnley. Tuanzebe out. So we're not get nothing from them. Man, them not talk to Scott Parker at all. Let's see. Muffin Bill. What, 2025? What really are going on, so people? What's really going on here? So it looks like Burnley does have some players out. There's no, I don't know what happened to the man in press conference, but now I find it right there. So, but they have just long term out. Tuanzebe, Josh Cullen, Connor Roberts. I think Zion Fleming trying to recover in time for this game. I know Edwards have a knock, and so does Broja, but Broja always have a knock. So what's new? But yeah, they don't really have anybody new out that would have played the last game. So that's the Burnley news. Now Sunderland and Brighton will face off. I have some team news from Ursula over at Brighton. Let's see if we can find that. This is just okay. Hold on. Latest news. Here we go. Sorry to say, City fans, Champions League run are done. Let's say Apache. Nothing now go on in the second leg, or not enough go on in the second leg for them. But I don't know, brother. Me not rule out anything. I mean, the chance is slim, as I said, but me not rule it out. All right, let's go over to the Amex. Brighton will be traveling to the Stadium of Light, but this is Fabian Herzler. We know he's been in the news lately because he had some choice words for Mikel Arteta last time they ran out in the Premier League. They fell at home to Arsenal 1-0, and Herzler had a lot to say about the style of play that Mikel Arteta's team had. So, yeah, it was an interesting one. He's been all in the news. So, he was asked about the Arsenal stuff as well in this press conference. So I did watch some of this because somebody had told me about it and I wanted to just see it for myself. But this is basically the script right here. So they basically wanted to start with the team news. Keru Matoma, he said we have to see how training goes today. He's the only player where we have some concerns, so we have to wait until training has finished today, and then we can make a decision about that. All the others will be fine. He had an ankle thing. Yeah, he said it's just all about pain. There was nothing on the scans. But the pain is still there, so they have to see how he copes with it after training. Lewis Dunk had missed the game against Arsenal, and he said yes, he will be an option for this game. Actually, thought Boskagli, who came in for him, did really well against Arsenal. So I don't know. I mean, I guess Lewis Dunk being the captain and everything, he might just come right back in. But if you're basing it off of the last performance, I thought that the two central defenders did well for Brighton against Arsenal. So Solly March is back as well. Um, so they say they want to know if it's a separate ankle injury because he missed 2.5 months with an ankle injury already, and the coach said it had nothing to do with the whole injury; it's just some pain. Um, So Japan have some friendlies coming up, and they asked about him meeting up with them, and he said he thinks that he will for the England and Scotland games. Um, they asked about Evan Ferguson, who had a surgery, and they want to know if he has a future long term there. Let's see, long term. You made some comments about Arsenal's tactics. You talked about their time wasting. Do you still stand by what you said after that game? Yes, I think it's very important to say one thing about that, and I said it in a press conference before the game that I really admire what Arsenal have achieved so far this season. Even that is like, I mean, because what have we really achieved? So I think that's like a little. Maybe me I read too deep into it. I really admire seeing Mikel Arteta, his team, his players, and all the staff with how they work. And I will be the first one who will congratulate them if they win the Premier League. I didn't want to upset anyone, the staff or the players, but on the other side, I will stick to my thoughts that some things I wasn't happy about. And that night, all the numbers give me the confirmation about what I was saying afterwards regarding time wasting. I think we just need to find clear rules about that. But again, it's very important for me, and I also said it to Mikel afterwards, then during the week, that I really admire his work. I really admire what Arsenal are doing, and therefore I didn't want to create that noise. I just wanted to make my point about how I was feeling. But it has nothing to do with what Arsenal and Mikel Arteta has achieved with his players. That's just incredible, very impressive. And I said it before the press conference that Arteta is, for me, one of the best managers in the world. I see him as a role model, but I think it's still very important in life to say your opinion, to not hide your opinion. Even though we are a smaller club, I think we should do it because that evening we tried hard to win the game. We faced an Arsenal team that are different things. The next time we have to find a way to beat them, and therefore it will be a different challenge. But it was important for me to say that I have big respect for everything, for everyone who's involved in their achievements this season so far. But I think it's also on the other side very important to share an opinion I have inside of me and to stick to my principles. Them asked him if him reach out to Arteta. Um, I'm saying text him that him have a huge respect for everyone and that him would be the first to congratulate him. Man say he was emotional. Lot of debate this week, closing Europe. Man, them ask if maybe we aren't as good as we think we are. Talking about the Premier League, him said, "No, I completely disagree. I watched a lot of the games the Premier League clubs played, and we can go through every individual, and I saw a lot of good performances. So just say we looked at the Newcastle game. I think they had a great performance. They were leading until the last action of the game. These showed small margins that can make the difference in the Champions League, and you have to pay attention for 95, 96 minutes. But I'm not into this discussion that the standards from the Premier League has decreased. There was one match day, I would say 1 week, where the results didn't go in the favor of the English clubs. But I'm 100% sure in 1 week it can look different, and then we won't have this discussion anymore. I'm 100% convinced that all the Premier League clubs will bounce back and all the coaches will find good solutions in the second leg. Let's see how the results will go in the next week. I see it, I know I'm kind of have to say this in a theme league, I guess, but I kind of agree with him. I just feel like people just need to wait till the second leg play. That's all. You never know. Man, I'm asking about Arteta. Oh, bless me. Man asked if you watch the game against Port Vale with them lose. Yo, the longest. Okay, done. So yeah, basically, me told him I'm the only person, and them asking about Arsenal about 3 times. And him actually was talking about the English clubs. So interesting one from Hurtila, Brighton manager. Man say, yo, none of the English club got the upper hand in the CL, even though City worse than all. Said pieces. And I hope, because I love Prem. Yeah. No, I mean I love Prem. I love Arsenal and them playing at the Prem. But I love the Prem more than like the other league. Them I like watch all leagues. I'm not one of them EPL fans that's like, yo, I only enjoy EPL matches, you know. BAM Sports basically dropped the squad. Yeah, man. People them are drop them squads, man. And them I say some more credible than others, you know. But if me know Bam now drop the squad. I see what you're saying. Well, you know how I feel. I think top teams in other leagues play more attractive football than Prem clubs. Fair. Bless up Issa. Jano, rough week for you, bro. You need some redemption. You need the redemption song. A few was confirmed by their clubs, though. Yeah, that's why you kind of know they're definitely in the running for the final, you know, but selection. But yeah, clubs pretty much know by now for sure. Yo, last week, brother, finish dead last. Yo. I go on Duke. All right. Let's see. Sunderland. What Sunderland I talk about now? Labrie. Here we go. All right, so this is the news from Sunderland. So Lebrie hopeful that Brabby and Cherkin can return. So Brian Brabby, of course, the Dutch center forward, and the fullback Cherkin, they were both expected to be available after finishing the training sessions, but they're still without Mukiele, goalkeeper Robin Roofs, and Renildo. Um, he said they're in a good place, but they're not quite ready. Yeah, so but thinks he'll get balls to the attack at least with Brabby's return. He was on a decent little run of form before this most recent time out, so they're hoping that he can come back and find that same form that he was on. So Arsenal and Everton will face off at 1:30. One of two matches being played at that time. Chelsea and Newcastle also playing at the same time. I don't understand what's going on. Okay. So for some reason, Everton's thing will not open. Oh, here we go. All right. So David Moyes had this to say before. Yeah, because the three owner finished the same amount. It was you, Grimy, and Joseph Brown. Yeah. All of me see Joseph with JB there. JB must have bought some sleep. Sorry, bro, you were tied for last. You want me call everybody else names. So I call everybody name there. It wasn't just you one. That make you feel better. So yeah, I said Nana big goal scorer up top. You see it. Yeah, man, if all else fails, you can do the Maguire role. Up Jason and everyone a soup Arsenal. Some people planning the parade already. Yo, Conrad. Just like our soup for Barca over Spain. Because Madrid keep on giving you guys the title. All right, so this is the news from David Moyes and Everton. So he's hopeful that Brentford will be available for the Everton clash. I'm hopeful that he's not. The Blues head to the capital to take on the Premier League leaders on the back of an 11-day break. So that's one thing again to note. These teams like Arsenal, Newcastle, Chelsea face each other. Man City, Liverpool, and they play Tottenham. So Liverpool and Tottenham, Chelsea and Newcastle in the same boat. Play Champions League playing this weekend. But the likes of Manchester City, Arsenal, Aston Villa facing Man U, Crystal Palace facing Leeds, Nottingham Forest facing Fulham. Most of these teams, some of them were in the FA Cup, but even still, you still had a week off, which is much better than what these European teams would have gone through. So it's going to be interesting to track, like, when the results come in, how many of these teams that had midweek obligations were able to win their match this weekend. All right, so nothing really new said, Moise. We're hoping everyone's fine. Jared, we think we'll be okay, so we'll go into the game and hopefully we're all fine. Let's see. Talking about Brantwaite. All right. Yeah, he's just saying he's back long enough to be playing Saturday, then Tuesday. And it's been a 10-day rest period since the last game. So, it looks like he's gonna try to get him playing in this one. Definitely, in a game like against Arsenal, one of the biggest threat, one of the biggest. I say, I feel much better. All right, cool. Yeah, I know you won. You see it 2-1 Barca. Yeah, man. Madrid are giving you that title, bro. I mean, we're not taking it as well, because I'm not winning the game then, but they might make it easier for you. Some would argue City doing the same, you know. But Brentford, I think he'll be very helpful when it comes down to the set piece them against Arsenal. So I'm sure I want him in the team. All right, where's Arteta? Every word from the presser. All right. So Arsenal have some fitness checks to deal with. You know, saw some players get back onto the bench in the Champions League that had been out. You know, Calafiori, Ben White. I think I want to say Trossard was on the bench as well, even though he never come on. But here is the team news. Any fresh injury concerns? No, said the boss. We'll see. And if Odegaard and Trossard could be available, have to wait and see. This man never tell you nothing in these press conferences from him born. And what Havertz's penalty did for the mood and momentum. Okay, yeah, I'm sure he said it was great. All right, finish the game, blah, 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 blah. All right, cool. Herzl's comments, no, that's a personal conversation. Obviously, he's made public now certain comments that he made before, and that's it. That says, I think, a lot of positive things about him as a person. So I appreciate that and the rest. You know, I think he's a fantastic coach. The job he's doing on Brighton is really, really good, and that's fine. We've spoken to David Moyes much this season. Yo, I'll not go on, about Pep. I feel mentor. David Moyes are the real mentor. See how the man play. Set piece FC. David Moyes is proud. Siege mentality. Yo, these guys in the press conferences ask all kind of madness, man. If it's difficult not to think about the quadruple, yo, who are these people asking these questions? Not think about it, not really. I mean, if you're in our seat from competition to competition, we're going to play in 7 days in 3 different competition. So that drags you from one to another. The urgency to get prepared, to translate the messages that you want, to make the right decisions, and to make sure that we arrive into any game in the best possible way. It's enough. And the rest is a consequence of that process and how well we do it, which is still very far. It's just incredible. I can hear him saying that right, more his longevity, style of play matters. Oh my gosh. Let me hear what him said to this. Playing the best football that you possibly can, and the game demands to give you the best possibility to win the game, and that's it. I realized what's happening in the Premier League the other day with a really important factor. I was watching the Champions League game between Newcastle and Barcelona. For me, Barcelona are the most exciting team in Europe in many moments, the way they play, and they face one of the Premier League teams, Newcastle, who are exceptional in their intensity and the high pressure, everything man to man, a huge amount of tools, a really good team in transition, and we saw a completely different game. I've never seen Barcelona play, and that's a huge credit to Newcastle, but this is the league that we are playing in. Have you seen the Barcelona 1,000 passes that does it every week in Spain? No, it was a very different kind of game. Can it be beautiful? Yes, but Newcastle made that game and so well done as well, and a huge credit in the way they did it. What the hell did he just say? And why only 6 Premier League games this season have been won by 4 or more goals? Ah, not a lot of blowouts. Gap between the top and bottom getting closer. Agreed. An evolution of football, if it's down to individual teams, oh my gosh, they got so philosophical in this damn thing. Believes there are ways he thinks about the game. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Good question about the international managers, about the minutes our players will play. Yeah, man, talk to the whole of them and tell them none. If he'll be nervous. Man said it's a period I don't enjoy a lot, especially when you have 18, 19 players playing. Channel. What? and how to analyze Saka's output and underlying metrics. We fully trust him and love him. And that the man asks you. Channel star. What he's doing for us, for this club, is just incredible at his age. Well, man, just say my wait on some fitness tests for Trossard and Odegaard. Everybody else should be good to go. How fit, I mean, not how fit, but how much in the tank do some of the players have? We'll talk about that once we get into the game. All right, let me speed up this process a bit. Let's see, Chelsea, Newcastle. Let's just see if there's any major news to speak of. I think Gittins is back, if I'm not mistaken, for Chelsea. Yeah, Estevao is still a little bit away though, which is not good for them. I think they've missed him lately. That extra bit of something different. So yeah, without Estevao, but Gittins will be back. Expect players like maybe Reece James to rest off, because he just needs rest when it comes on to these midweek and then weekend type of situations. And Newcastle, healthy squad at the moment, healthier than it has been. Tino is back. He came on a Champions League game. That's Livramento. Anthony Gordon didn't start the last game because he was ill. But they say he should be good for this. Lewis Miley might be a little too soon for this one, but he should be back for Barcelona away next week. And he's just talking about Joe Linton, getting back to the level that he had before his injury, and really being a big plus for the team. West Ham and Manchester City. It's another one of those games where one of the two teams would have had a lot more rest time. Now, the big blow for West Ham is that Somerville will miss this one with a calf injury, and that was suffered in the fifth round win over Brentford. They won that on penalties, and that was on Monday. This one is going to be too soon for him. He was treated and then did finish out the game as well, but this game just comes too soon for him. Nuno did say that it had nothing to do with him finishing the game, why he's going to be out for this one. So he rested 3 players for the cup tie: Hermanson, El Hadji, Malik Diouf, and Jean-Claire Todibo. They'll be back in the squad. Juan Bissaka, Tati Castellanos, all back as well. Well ready to see if they can get a start in the game against Manchester City. So really, just the only team news from them is just the loss of Somerville, which is a big, big blow. He has been on really good form of late. All right, so Pep said we will not give up on anything. And he said he vowed that his players will keep fighting for every trophy. We cannot play the same 11 every 3 days, but I'm not thinking about Madrid. It would not be possible to win all the Premier League titles we have if we're not thinking about every single game. The day after Madrid, when I woke up, was Nuno, West Ham, and what we have to do. With Nottingham Forest before, I always said, when we arrive in the last 10 games, every team plays for something. For relegation, for Champions League, no, there's no second chances. Now it's West Ham. Then we will think about Madrid. So yeah, it looks like no fresh injury news to report from Manchester City side. Crystal Palace and Leeds. So there has been some returns. Munoz missed out in the UEFA Conference League match on Thursday after injuring his shoulder in a win last week against Spurs. Munoz is going to require further assessment. And he did mention that Jean-Philippe Mateta so Mateta, they're going to try to get back into shape. So look for him to get at least some game time. And they asked him if he thinks that he'll be called up in this window for France, and he said it would be really difficult just based on him not really playing. Calvert-Lewin looks like he's going to be a late fitness test to get over the line to play this weekend as well. Let's see. Dominic was out for a few days. He was the last couple of days back in team training. Right now, we have to wait how his body reacts. But he's carefully optimistic that he'll have him available also for the game. There's still doubt about how his body reacts right now. Noah Okafor looks like he's going to be out. Said Lewin is more of a doubtful, but optimistic about it, and major doubt are pretty much out. No Okafor. So yeah, two attacking players, two threats could potentially not be in the lineup for Leeds when they travel to go take on Crystal Palace. Then we have Man U and Aston Villa. So there's some team news out of Villa. Of course, they had their first leg of their Europa League tie. And they beat Lille in the first leg 1-0, I believe it ended. Emery revealed that Cash is progressing well. McGinn came off the bench, was influential in that game in France, and he's back to full fitness basically. Tielemans is still out, and Kamara is more long term, of course. So Ross Barkley and Allison can play. They didn't get a chance in Europe because they're not on the list for Europe. Matty Cash is progressing well, and tomorrow we'll see if he can be with us on Sunday or not. So it's lucky for Aston Villa. Well, maybe not lucky, but he has that extra day until Sunday, which might make the difference for him getting that over the line with injury. And they probably wish that Tielemans was coming back this week and not next. Manchester United. So Michael Carrick had some team news ahead of the Villa, ahead of the Villa's arrival on Sunday to face them at Old Trafford. So Mount is back training with the group. He's been injured from something in training, but he is back with the group now. He's not 100%. He's only trained for a short amount of time. So he doesn't know if he's going to be included on Sunday or not, basically. Mazraoui did train this week, and Delict, Dorgu, and Lisandro Martinez are all set to miss the next meeting with Unai Emery's team. So that is it. Saka shit the bed in the game star. Yeah, man, play like shit. They don't need Odegaard. Just bring in Stone Cold Steve Austin. Reese helped give her the PSG game. Yeah, he didn't help. Saka is a winger. Very few winger keep form for 3 to 4 years. Wingers run by and Cole, only the truly world class are always on. Yeah? I say figure him out. Alright, Paris and Fulham. Let's see what I go on. So Fulham team news. So let's see if Wilson and Raul good to go. So Wilson is probably in contention for the game. So we have an next session before the game and then we'll assess. Okay, so Raul Jimenez going to the sad news of his father passing. So respect to Raul Jimenez. Yeah, sorry for your loss. Don't know if you'll ever see this video, but hey, if you do, just know say yeah, sorry for your loss. He knows really that everything he needs from ourselves. Okay, he's just talking on behalf of the club. Condolences, yeah, straight up. And on behalf of myself and all the Jason Gooner TV subs, them condolences, you know. Probably a very difficult, well, not probably, it's a seriously difficult thing to deal with. Yeah, I'm gonna try it. So I don't have nothing. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is just a match report from Mitchell and mash them up. So it look like Vitor Pereira never do no it. I don't know. I not see nothing. Liverpool Spurs people. Should be an interesting one. I hear Igor Tudor went crazy in the press conference. So the asked about Vicario going back in for Liverpool. He said he's good, he'll be back in the goal. So they asked him about Kinski playing over Vicario. He said, first and foremost, he's a good goalkeeper and he wants to just freshen things up in the goal because he thought he could do that. so, so it was an idea at the start, but not after what happened. You think it was the right thing to do. Before it was the right thing to do. Then what happened. Then of course it's a little bit different. Them say on Archie Gray. Well, he said on Archie Gray, that's the problem. He needs to every game change the position. Tomorrow again, 4 games here, 4 positions, which is an amazing player, but it must mean that something's wrong. Beautiful guy, beautiful player. Why? I didn't know him before so much. So from inside, he has my big respect. Any progress on Ivan Yavorchich? No, yeah, he's missing, but you just got to be patient. You just got to accept it. Any updates on returning players? Destiny is almost back. That's all. How long will Paulina and Romero be out? I don't know how much. I think they'll be back for sure for Nottingham Forest, maybe even for the Champions League. I don't know exactly the exact nature of their condition. Igor was asked whether Romero and Paulina can play against Liverpool. No, they are out. Mickey is also out. Red card. Bissouma is out, problems with the muscles. Conor Gallagher has some fever, but probably he'll be in. So we have again a lot of problems to make first 11. This is how it is in the club. This happens all the time. We start to build something, then something happens. A red card, or like the last game, 3 or 4 injuries. This is very rare. It happened in my career. I've never seen this situation. Every game we seem to play the next game, red card. Very rare, very unusual. But we need to accept this and try to change the things if you can change. All these things you can do now. Yo, this guy is going crazy. So the man just say how bad it is and toughest him ever go through in him career and boy, very dramatic, Liverpool, Tottenham. So we have an injury update for Allison. Of course, he did miss the first leg. Mamardashvili was in. So let's see what the coach has to say about that. Um, he's been with the physios and the rehab until now. We are training today, so let's see if he can join the team session. That is something I expect, but I'm not 100% sure yet because I haven't spoken to him or the medical staff this morning yet. I'm hopeful, but that's not to say I'm 100% sure, he said on Allison. I'm going to say if him can't make this weekend fixture, he does expect him for sure to be available against Galatasaray in the second leg. So Chiesa had been sick, but he should be good to go. Had trained with the team since already. So Isak is still with the rehab team, not with the first team as yet. He was asked about Isak as well. And then the last fixture, Brentford versus Wolves. So we have Andrews. Reese Nelson finally can train. He said they're dusting themselves down after the disappointment of going down in the FA Cup. He said the players put out a lot. Of course, it went to extra time. Henry's ruled out with a hamstring injury. Of course, Brentford fans would not like to hear that news, and definitely Reggae Boys fans would not like to hear it either. He'll be out for numerous weeks for sure. It's a decent hamstring injury, so we just have to make sure we get that right for him more so than us. We want him to get back to a good place. How long will that be? I'm not entirely sure. So Hickey is still out, Yanelt is still out, Josh Da Silva is still out, Carvalho and Milambo will miss the rest of the campaigns. But Fabio Carvalho is just an injury-prone player, bro. And then Wolves, oh my boy. And the next one, when I have nothing to say it. Okay. Edwards speaks ahead of, there we go. So Rob Edwards. Same just want to get decent results and lay the foundations for next year. Talking about money. Youngster doing well. And these coaches know each other because they were once teammates in their playing days. So that's an interesting little backstory there. But that is pretty much most of the team news or all the team news from the weekend going in. And let's now move on and segue quickly to the matches. All right. So people, 18 of you in the building, please do smash the like button. We're going to get down into the segment that we all enjoy, the match prediction segment. All right, people. So get your selections ready, get those brains thinking about everything, calculating everything. So Burnley, Bournemouth first. What can we know? Which one of them teams actually play some football in the week? Well, none of them. So this one is not one of those games where you have to worry about that. You know, Bournemouth was out the FA Cup already. So their last game would have been 10 days ago on the 3rd. So they'll have a full 11 days, basically 10 days rest before their next fixture. And Burnley in the same exact boat. Burnley did not have a fixture. Burnley did not have a fixture since the 3rd as well. So both teams with a nice long time off to get ready and prepared for this game. But this is the overall stats of the fixture. Well, first, let's look at the match info. So we have Peter Banks is the referee for this one. And that boy, Tony Harrington, a joke. I don't know who Tony Harrington is, but that's who the VAR will be. But Peter Banks, he will be in charge. Then we have the stats for both teams this season. It's in 19th place, taking on 9. 5 more wins for Bournemouth, 6 more draws as well. So they could have turned some of those into wins. Who knows? They have lost 7 times. Burnley have lost 18 so far. You see the goals per match, goals conceded, the XG, almost doubling up their XG Bournemouth over Burnley. You see the difference in XG per 90 there, and the clean sheets 8-3. So in every metric, pretty much, Bournemouth has the upper hand. You see the form of late. Burnley dropping 3 of their last 5 with 1 draw and 1 win. Both of those coming away from home, interestingly. And then we have Bournemouth unbeaten in their last 5, but with 4 draws. 1-1, 2-1 win over Everton away. 0-0 away to West Ham, 1-0 and 0-0 at home to Sunderland and Brentford. So one thing of note, Bournemouth has gotten a lot more stingy of late in terms of conceding goals. And Burnley somehow of late have started to score more goals. So this one is going to be an interesting one to see how it actually pans out. I actually do like in this game more than likely Bournemouth to take all 3 points, but I wouldn't rule out the possibility of a draw. For whatever reason, I just don't see Burnley turning over Bournemouth this weekend. I think Bournemouth is in a decent state right now in terms of their form. And I just think they're probably going to prove to be a bit much. Let me say they get really stingy. Bournemouth will win this one 2-0. So I'm going 2-0 to Bournemouth for this one, people. You see the historics or the history, sorry. 11 played, 6 wins for Burnley, 4 wins for Bournemouth. think Bournemouth edge a little bit closer in the win column. You see, it's been some tight games for the most part. The biggest margin of victory, a 3-0 win, Burnley over Bournemouth in 2020. Earlier this year, they did have a 1-1 draw. And I think there will be the same amount of goals scored, but only one team will score them, and that team is Bournemouth. So drop your scores in the comment section, people, and let me see how well you guys do. All right, so it's on the board with a 2-1 to Bournemouth. So he has one goal going to the home team. Apache says 3-2. Exciting one. Bournemouth win as well. People, if you are here in the building and you want to take part, it's 29 of you. What, 20? Yes, 20 odd. Keep going up and down crazily. But all of you in the building, please do smash that like button for sure, and definitely take part in the selections for the week. All right. So the first game, Burnley and Bournemouth, I went for a 3-2. I always say I'm going to do this and I forget. So let me remember. So 2-0 Bournemouth. Some man will say, yo, I don't know who you read picking up. So 2-0 Bournemouth. Yes, it's in there. It's been documented, you know. All right. So Sunderland and Brighton, that is the next fixture. So let's get to the Sunderland and Brighton matchup. So I have 11 o'clock kickoff my time. Let's check in with the ref. So Thomas Kirk is the referee. I wish they had an availability for me to click and see what the man them look like, you know. All right, so stats: 11th taking on 14th, and that's that far apart. 10 wins for Sunderland, 9 wins for Brighton. Both teams have, well, one team have 9 losses, one have 10. So really 3 points separating them. You see the goals edging towards Brighton favor. Well, not edging, 8 more goals, 38 to 30. Average goals and goals conceded, very similar. XG for Brighton, 42.1, 26.97 for Sunderland. You see the XG per 90 and the clean sheet. Sunderland have the edge there, 9-6 for Brighton. The previous form of Sunderland not looking so good. 3 losses on the bounce to Arsenal, Liverpool, and Fulham. Away to the Emirates and at home for the other 2. And then 1-1 draw away to Bournemouth was a decent result. And then last week, going to Ellen Road, getting a 1-0 in that environment, that was also a very eye-opening win, I would call it, because Leeds at home definitely is a problem. Brighton and Hove Albion, their last 5, they have lost 3 of them, just like Sunderland. But instead of having a win and a draw, they have won 2 of those games. A big 2-0 win away at Brentford and a 2-1 home win against Nottingham Forest before falling in that controversial game to Arsenal, who wasted out 100 minutes apparently. One match played between these two teams in the Premier League era, and that one was a draw on December the 20th, 2025. So we have Sunderland, we have Brighton. For the first game done, 0-0. All right, I'm gonna go 1-1. I'm gonna go 1-1 Sunderland and Brighton. It's going 2-0. Wait, okay. I was about, yo, Jagans, you frightened me. I was about to write it, you know. I'm not saying, no. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Don't believe it. So yeah, I'm going with a draw, people. 1-1. The first game they done 1-0 all. Yeah, man, I'm gonna get a 1 goal, but 1-1 is what I'm going with. All right, Arsenal and Everton. This game is going to be what, 1:30 kickoff as well. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, this one is going to be a 1:30 kickoff. Match referee is Andy Madley. All right, Andy, don't move madly, please. All right, stats between the two teams. First and 8th, Everton and Arsenal. 20 wins, 12 wins for Everton. Both teams have 7 drawn games, but you see the difference in losses there. 3 for Arsenal, 10 for Everton. That makes up that huge difference in the points. 59 goals for Arsenal in the season, 34 for Everton. You see the average goals per match and conceded. The XG for Arsenal up there right at about 50, 49.98. Everton not so bad, 34.92. You see the XG per 90, not that far apart, 1.67, 1.2. And then clean sheets, Arsenal with the most in the league right now with 14. Everton doing very close to the top of that table as well with 10. See, the last 5, Arsenal have not dropped a game in terms of the losses, but they have dropped points. So they've dropped a total of 4 points in those last 5 games. But they have 3 wins on the bounce. A 4-1 over Tottenham away, 2-1 over Chelsea at home, and the 1-0 over Brighton would have been what? Last week. Yeah, last week. Or last midweek. Everton, last 5, they have lost 2, but they do come into this game having won 2 on the bounce, 1 at St. James Park, probably their most impressive win of the season, as well as the 1-0 away win at Old Trafford when they had 10 men. But that 3-2 against Newcastle was a big win, and then they handled business very well against Burnley 2-0. And they did control that game as well. 67 times this match has been played in the Premier League. 39 wins for Arsenal, 12 wins for Everton, and 16 draws. Arsenal had to work hard to win a 1-0 against Everton in December. And it came from the penalty spot, Victor Gyökeres converting it. So that was a very tough game for them. Everton had some good spells in the game, but they just could not convert against the stingy Arsenal defense. And in December, that defense was moving like it could never have a leak. But it's not the same right now in terms of, holding opponents to limited chances. But let's see if they can find back that type of form from that time. And I would take, you see this 1 love right there? I would take that 8 more times. I don't even care at this point. We just need to lift something besides this cup, right? So yeah, Arsenal Everton, bro. It's gonna be a really tough game, because I think I saw a stat earlier this week that said right now, if you just look at the away form, I think Arsenal tops that table. Forget the other 2 teams. There was a second team and a third team, and then I think it's like Arsenal and Chelsea at the top, and then I want to say maybe City, and then 4th place in that table for most away points this season is Everton. So they actually tend to be getting better results away from home for the most part. So I think we need to be aware of that they have been performing really well away from home. I just have this feeling that Arteta's gonna go stronger than maybe I was thinking. And I think we actually win this game, people. I think we win 2-0. I think we might even get a penalty in this game, like we did the last game. But I'm gonna go 2-0. I don't think it's gonna be a drubbing because I just don't see Everton giving up that many goals. But I do think we find 2. Might be 1-0 nervy, and then we get a second goal to kind of make it look a little bit better in the end. That would be my prediction for the flow of the game. But 2-0 to the Arsenal. Get up to 15 clean sheets, hopefully. So that's what I'm going with for this one. Let's see if anybody in the comment section has checked in. So we have Sunderland 2-1, says Apache. All right, respect Apache. My boy Skull there. Coach said 2-1 Bournemouth. And 2-1 Sunderland. I had a feeling this Sunderland game was going to divide people, So Issa Allen still a forward with him bad mind picks, not using logics, just bad mind picking, you know. Demo start make a move in the FPL, so you see him surface again. Oh, go on, Demo. Can't see you, my G. You must be rich by now. A beer work. We had to save up for Mexico. Arsenal 2-0. Apache say Arsenal 2-0 as well. That sounds like a good pick, Apache. 2-1 says coach. All right. Easy Arsenal 3-0. Demo. Oh, go on. Man, make a move in a FPL and turn up. Can't see him. Big up yourself, Demo. You are 1 year early in your slot predictions, my friend. All right, so Chelsea and Newcastle. Paul Tierney will be officiating this one. But check them thing, the people, because some of the time then we can make the difference. All right, so 5th taking on 12th. Newcastle just been so inconsistent in this Premier League, but as you can see, only 2 wins separate them, but the draws as well. So that's a 9-point gap basically with the draws and the wins difference. And that's too many losses. I mean, they have more losses than wins this season, Newcastle. That's not good enough. Chelsea with 53 goals, Newcastle 42 goals. You see the XG way up there for Chelsea, 56.98, 44.03 for Newcastle. So both teams slightly under achieving when it comes down to the actual goals compared to the XG. See the XG per 90 all the way up at almost 2 for Chelsea, 1.52 for Newcastle, and the 9 clean sheets to Chelsea and 7 to Newcastle. The form for Chelsea, the last 5, 1 loss, 2 draws, and 2 wins. Their wins have both come away, interestingly enough, to Wolves 3-1 and to Aston Villa 4-1. Their 1 loss on their travels, the last 5, was at the Emirates 2-1, and the 2 home games they have played in this last 5, they drew with Leeds and Burnley 2-2 and 1-1. Newcastle, basically, that last 5 games is just a snapshot of their season in the EPL. You know, 2 wins, 3 losses in the 5. They haven't been able to put together any solid run to really make any kind of move up that table. Even back, you know, I'd say maybe 6 game weeks ago or so, everybody in that area was just so bunched up together. And, you know, any of those teams make a little run going into the end, they'll definitely be up there. But I don't know if Newcastle have it in them, especially with their obligations, you know, further into the week. I'm sure Eddie Howe will be thinking about that game a little bit, you know, in terms of the Barca return leg. So both teams have a lot going on right now in their seasons. You know, they're both in Champions League. They both have deficits. Well, not deficits, but they're both facing challenges, let's call them, in the second leg coming up. So yeah, man, this one is like, boy. I think I might just prefer Chelsea's rotation more than what I think Eddie are gonna do with his rotation. But boy, part of me wanna say draw, you know, man. I'm gonna say 1-1. Or 2-1 Chelsea, bro. One of those two. I'm gonna say 1-1. I'm gonna say 1-1. I'm not change it. Me not change it. 61 played, 31 wins Chelsea, 16 wins Newcastle, 14 draw game. Them drew 2-2 in the first return, in the return fixture. So may I go with a 1-1 this time. Me, I go with a 1-1. There, bro. Trust me. If you ever know what go on here, man, Jaja. Ah, boy, Demo. I just hope everything is well with you, my bro. Glad to see you in a building. Yeah, man. Newcastle 4-2. Apache say Chelsea will get a ratty beaten. Yeah, J. Pedro is on flames. And pretty much the fact that I don't have Pedro in my fantasy at this point is just like probably the reason why I'm not, just running away with most leagues I'm in and getting caught by people and passed by people. I had him earlier in the season, he had a dip, and I never went back for him. I was stupid. Slatter waste, man. I've never seen a manager me hate so yet. You've been saying that still, D, but that is true. Burnley, Bournemouth, and Sunderland, Brighton. If you want to give me those as well, Demo. So Issa Allen gone to shaming him own team. Chelsea 3, Newcastle 1. Wow. Man, I shame him team and pick them to win same time. I'm confused. Oh, I go on, Issa. I will type in Chelsea for you. But yeah, Chelsea, Newcastle, that's like, I'm not so interested to see how the team them going to look. Because, I mean, I would think Chelsea needs it more, just with the battle they're in for the Champions League. I know Newcastle mathematically could get back in the mix, but I would think with where they are in the league table, they'd definitely be, if one of the teams gonna look towards the what they call it, one of the teams gonna look towards the midweek, I would probably say it would be Newcastle more because them have less to lose where the league is concerned. I think they're in that safe space where even if they had a crazy collapse, I don't think they finish in the bottom three. So West Ham and Man City. Michael Oliver will be repping this one. Oh, great. Then we have the stats, right? The tail of the tape. 18th position West Ham, but they're inching towards safety. Second place is where Man City is 18 wins, only 7 for West Ham. 7 draws for West Ham to 6 for Man City and 5 losses this season. 15 losses for West Ham. The goals, one game less, but they have the same amount of goals as Arsenal right now. The XG 53.23 and 34.98 for West Ham. See the XG per 90 and the clean sheets at 12 for Man City and 4 for West Ham. Last 5 for West Ham, 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. Man City were perfect until last week when they faced Nottingham Forest, who came from behind twice to make that a 2-all game. But before that, they had wins away to Liverpool, home against Fulham, home against Newcastle, and away at Ellen Road. Having a couple of clean sheets along the way as well. 49 times this fixture has been played in the Prem, 32 wins for City, 9 wins for West Ham, and 8 drawn games. In the return fixture, December 20th, 2025, City got the better of them 3-0. And City has won, I think, their last 5 against them on the bounce as well. So a lot of the stats don't look good when you preview this West Ham against Man City game. And I think even without those stats, I always in my mind thought Man City would win this game. I thought they would win the Nottingham Forest one as well, but this one I definitely feel like they will. So I'm going to say 3. I'm tempted to say 2, but I'm going to say 3-1. I'm going to say 3-1. 3-1 Man City. Bournemouth 2, Burnley 0. We know they trash, bro. Sunderland 1, Brighton 1. All right. City 3-1. Jano Demo. Apache, I miss it. 4-2. Oh no, I didn't miss it. I saw that. All right, so we have the next fixture on the list. As we move into Sunday's games, Apache dropped the City score 2-0. Issa said 4-0. I swear it's a 4-0 Hammers, but I see the City. Like, damn. Going with the 4 goal them. Yeah, I'm going with City. I'm going with City. No need to try to be, All right, Crystal Palace Leeds, United Villa, Forest Fulham, all at 10 on Sunday. Let's see, Crystal Palace, 13th and 15th, but 3 more wins for Palace, but 2 more draws for Leeds. 12 losses for Leeds, 11 for Palace, 33 goals for Palace, 37 for Leeds. So both teams really not scoring at a high clip. The XG, though, is ridiculous for both teams, and it just shows the lack of finishing. 41.43 and 45.08 for Palace. That's like terrible. 12 less goals than the XG. It's just poor. They have a better XG per 90, but it's pretty close. And 10 clean sheets for Palace, 4 clean sheets for Leeds. Last 5, you see both teams have lost 2 games, but Leeds also with 2 draws and 1 win. Palace, if they don't win, if they win, no. What am I trying to say? If they don't win, they lose. There's no draw games for Crystal Palace. I don't know why that was so hard for me to figure out just now. Boy. But Chip just need some, I don't know. But yeah, you see the wins. They have won 2 away from home, 1 at home. And they had a couple of 1-0 wins in the process as well. And they had a 3-1 away win over Spurs. Leeds coming into this one on the back of 2 1-0 defeats, both at Ellen Road. So maybe they'll want to get out of Ellen Road, but their last 2 away fixtures before that, could only get draws. 13 times the match play, 6 wins for Leeds, 5 wins for Palace with 2 drawn games. Leeds had a good return leg in December, 4-1 that ended. So let's see how this one plays out. Crystal Palace and Leeds. We saw some fitness updates. We know Mateta is back, but probably not in the starting role. Do Leeds bounce back this week, or does a little bit of a blip continue for them? Yeah, I don't know why I have this feeling like Crystal Palace going to win, man. Crystal Palace 2, Leeds 0. Blessings float. Wagwan. All right, coach. Forwarding with the Chelsea score 3-1 and City 2-0. Check in. Wagwan float. There, Palace 2, Leeds 2. Yeah, I don't mind the draw that game, to be honest, but I go with Palace here, man. Apache 1-0 to Palace. Leeds 2-1, says Demo. Big up, Big up, day, man. Respect, my G. 2-1 Leeds, says Coach Edwards. Right. Have a couple of 2-1 leads. Yeah, I had a feeling like some of these picks this week were going to be very divided. Some weeks, a lot of people pick the same, but based on the matchups, I was thinking, people are going to be kind of divided with this week, and it's panning out that way. A lot of the games, like people going opposite. Anthony Taylor will be doing the Man U Villa game. Villa do have the 1-0 lead going into the second leg against Lille, and they'll get to play that second leg at Villa Park, which is helpful too. Starting this one, 3 taking on 4. So it's going to have massive repercussions for all the players fighting for that Champions League places. I don't know what people think, but I wonder what result that 5th and 6th and 7th place team wants. Do they want a draw? Do they want one of them to just win? I wonder what they would prefer. But anyway, 14 wins from United, 15 for Villa. But the three more draws, 9-6, is really what caused Man U to have the points lead over them right now. 51 goals for United, 39 for Aston Villa, 50.37 XG and a 35.28 XG. You see the XG difference, but Villa do have 8 clean sheets to United's 5. United lost their last game at St. James Park. Before that, they had 3 wins out of 4. And they drew 1-1 with West Ham away in that mix. Aston Villa in free fall mode right now, back to their old ways of not scoring many goals in games. The last 5 fixtures they have played, they scored a total of 4 goals. So that's kind of how the season started out, getting blanked a lot, scoring 1 goal here and there. Aston Villa need to figure out a way to get back to creating more chances in games. So look, they have this XG right here. I think that's quite remarkable based on how bad they started out in the season. But as you can see, it's not like they're missing a bunch of chances. They have 39 goals, so they're over that. So yeah, I don't know. But Aston Villa Man U, this should be a good game because I think Man U, maybe in the run they were on, this 2-1 defeat might not be the end of the world. Just give them that, okay, it's over, we will not losing, we finally lose. All right, boom. Let's really get to work now. You see, this is domination by Man United. 61 times this match play in the league. 41 wins to only 6 for Aston Villa with 14 drawn games. But one of those 6 wins came early this season when Villa beat them at Villa Park 2-1. So will it be a repeat of that, or does Aston Villa have too much of an eye on that Lille second leg? I am not sure. I think he's not just going to play players because they're around. They have to show the quality. So I wouldn't be surprised if Emery goes a pretty strong lineup with this one. And I just don't know who is going to win the game. All right, since I'm not really so sure about who's going to win, I'm going to say this game in 1-1. So 1-1 seems to be a popular score for me this week. I don't know why, but yeah, that's what I'm going with, people. 1-1 in this fixture. All right, Coach Edwards. (2-1) Leeds. All right, I got that one. Bournemouth, Sunderland, Brighton. Hold on. Oh, okay. I was like, what is happening here? 2-1 Bournemouth. 2 Sunderland, Brighton. 2-1 Gunners. 2-1 Blues. 2-0 City. 2-0 Palace. And floats a 1-1 for that game as well. All right, let's move along, people, to Nottingham Forest and Fulham. Another one of those games where one of these teams had some exertions in the week. They did fall to Michelin of Denmark. First of all, at the City Ground, this one is Sam Barrett that will be reffing this one. You see league position 17-10, 12 wins for Fulham, 7 for Nottingham Forest, 7 drawn games, 15 losses to 13. Wow. 40 goals for Fulham, 28 goals. That's all. Nottingham Forest struggling there. The XG is higher though, so they need to do better finishing. 36.08 for Fulham. 6 clean sheets to 5 in favor of Nottingham Forest. And this is their Premier League form of late. Forest been in free fall mode. 3 losses and 2 draws in the last 5 games. So 2 out of a possible 15. And these 3 got suspended. I'm not sure what's going on, but 3 losses, 2 wins, 3-1 away to Sunderland for Fulham, 2-1 at home against Spurs. Had a bad defeat at home against West Ham 1-0. Was a hot one, a hot Bob Marley then pick up. But Fulham, it's just a team where hard to predict what kind of Fulham going to turn up. But I just have a feeling like Forest going to have too much eye on that midweek fixture. So I'm gonna go Nottingham Forest 1, Fulham 3. Fulham get some goals. It will be masterclass. Hope Harry Wilson is back. Coach a 2-1 United. Duke have the full clip loaded. 1-1. 1-2. 1-2, 1-2. 2-1. Chelsea, Newcastle 2-all. West Ham 1, City 3. Palace 2, Leeds 1. New 2, Villa 1. Forest and Fulham 1-all. Liverpool, Spurs 2-0. Yeah, I missed the Monday game, Duke. Brentford and Wolves. Maybe I put it below still. Nottingham 2-1. I'll say Apache. I'm saying, nah, go for that. Villa United 2-2. I can't go. Villa 2-1 over United, say Issa. Bala. Leon. Alright, Demo say NF Big Artist 1. Fulham 2. 1 NF. Fulham 1. Forest 2. Fulham 2-0. All right, next game. So we have one more game. I think it's 12:30 on Sunday for me, for my time, that is. And that is Liverpool versus the club really in free fall, and that is Tottenham Hotspur. So let's just look at the match info first. Chris Kavanagh will be the referee in charge from Anfield. 6th position taking on 16th. Oh my word. They have doubled them up in wins. Spurs have more drawn games, and Liverpool have 9 losses, but Spurs have 14. Wow. 48 goes to 39. 2-1. Okay, XG 48.34 to 30.13. So Tottenham definitely outperforming them XG. Liverpool can do much better. 9 clean sheets to 7. Liverpool with 3 wins, but 2 losses around those. 2-1 losses. 1 at home to City, 1 away to Wolves. But they have beaten West Ham 5-2 at home, 1-0 away to Forest, 1-0 away to Sunderland. Tottenham, look there, just red. They have lost their last 5 on the trot. 2-0 away to Man U. 2-1 home loss to Newcastle. 4-1 home loss to Arsenal. Fulham away, they lost 2-1. And then last week, 3-1 at home, falling to Tottenham Hotspur. 67 times this match play in the league. 35 wins for Liverpool, 15 wins for Tottenham with 17 drawn games. The last time they played was December 2025, and Tottenham lost 2-1 at home. Yep. So I'm sure you guys want to know what I think about this one. Well, listen, as much as Liverpool will be looking forward to the second leg, Tottenham is also doing the same, and Tottenham is just in the mud. So let's not try to be clever. Let's just do what we're seeing out there. Liverpool 3. Tottenham 1. So 3-1, me say. Okay, I'm gonna get that. D Fly. Big up yourself. 2-0 Man United. Liverpool 3-0 say Apache. While Apache. 4-0 Liverpool. I was tempted. Come on, peeps, smash that like button if you have not done so as yet. Respect. Yo! Respect to you, Jaguars. Respect Float as well. Anybody else were there, we never shout out as a true member of the channel. We greatly appreciate Uno. A true Uno understand. So big up to Jaguars and Float Management in the building. All right, so Float drop a score. I have that. Brentford 2, Wolves 2. All right, Duke. Thank you, sir. So Duke lock in. 3-1 Liverpool, say Float. All right, my boss. All right, my boss. All right. So yeah, form everything. And the last game, as Duke just sent his in, is Brentford and Wolves. And that will be a Monday night kickoff. In England, should be 8 o'clock. I believe it's 4 o'clock here. And yeah, this match will be officiated by Stuart Atwell. And the stats of this one, Wolves rooted at the bottom in 20th. Why 7th in the league is Brentford. 13 wins to only 3 wins all season for Wolves. 20 losses. Holy moly. 11 losses for Brentford. 5 draws, 7 draws for Wolves. 44 goals for Brentford. Only 22 goals for Wolves. Outperforming the XG as well. 26.69 to 46. They're underperforming as well. Average goals conceded. Okay. XG per 90. I thought I had to sneeze. Brentford 7, Wolves only 4. You see the form in the last 5, bit up and down for Brentford. 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 loss. And the same can be said for Wolves, but Wolves all the way down at the bottom. 2 wins on the bounce, beating Aston Villa and Liverpool at home. This time they have to travel away to Brentford. So 9 times this match play in the league, 4 wins for Brentford, 3 wins for Wolves. Brentford, as their away team, won the return fixture in December 2-0. This Wolves team is a lot better than in December. I can tell you that. They seem to just be playing a lot harder. So I don't know what would have happened there, but sorry about all of that. Now, Brentford, Wolves. Wolves with 2 on the bounce, you know. Brentford been up and down. Brentford 3, Wolves 2. A barn burn upon the Monday night. That would be nice. The Madrid said 3-1 Brentford. Can I get this one from Float? Yes. The Mad Indian side. The Mad Indian side, me I said Wolves 2-1. Hey, you need that differentiator, you know. Maybe that's the game that give you the title or the donkey, either one. All right, so let's take a look at the table real quick. So you see the relegation zone, 16 points for Wolves, trying to make a run out of it, you know. Can't fault them. I tried that thing. Burnley in 19 points. West Ham 28 points, tied on points with Forest, but a better goal difference for Nottingham Forest. Spurs 29 points. So look, they are a Forest and West Ham good result away, and a loss to Liverpool this weekend, and they'll be in the relegation zone. Can you believe it? With like 9 to play or 8 to play. Crazy times over there for Tottenham. But the likelihood of West Ham and Forest both getting full 3 points is unlikely. So I do see a scenario where all three teams just stay put this week. And of course, the only winners in that scenario is Burnley and Wolves. But of course, they'll have to capitalize themselves. So where did I reach? Leeds in 15th at 31 points. Brighton 14th with 37 points. Crystal Palace 38 points in 13th. Newcastle 39 points. And then three teams on 40 points. Sunderland -4 goal difference. Fulham -3 goal difference. And Bournemouth -2 goal difference. So that is 11, 10, and 9 in the standings. Number 8 is Everton. They travel to the Emirates. They're on 43 points. Brentford on 44 points, definitely overachieving this year. Might be a little bit too of a stretch for them to really challenge for that top 5. But of course, Conference Europa is always there as well if they stick around to right until the end. Liverpool 48 points in 6th position right now on the outside looking in. They're tied on points with Chelsea, but Chelsea have a goal difference of +19, while Liverpool have a +9. So that might hurt them later on. Aston Villa 51 points, Man U 51 points, but Man U, look at this, +11 in the goal difference puts them above Aston Villa's barely. Man City in second on 60 points. They face West Ham at home. Away. Sorry, they face West Ham away. And Arsenal face Everton at home with a 7-point gap. They will be able to play about 2 hours before Man City kickoff. And yeah, I'm sure if they can get the win over Everton, we haven't seen City play a match where Arsenal have already had the win in the week. So it's going to be good to see that. But the only way it's going to be really good to see is if they actually get the job done. And yeah, that would be the greatest thing to see. All right, people. Look, fantasy is coming up tomorrow. We have some apps in the building. They probably don't even care about what I would pick because I haven't been doing a good job. But yeah, I have some tricks that I might can play if I just don't feel like this team can get it done. But I don't feel that way, so I'm gonna wait it out. And yeah, I just made one little adjustment, which I might regret, but we'll see. We'll see. And I definitely will check in when we get back on Monday in terms of telling you guys, how the week went with the points and all of that stuff, right? So let's see if anybody else. John Omovex, Rico Henry hurt. Yeah, it's a horrible thing, bro. Horrible thing. So which game? So I'm gonna write it 2 times. Almost somebody else did say that. Liverpool pick for Demo. Brentford 3, Wolves 1. How did I not see this? Oh, I wrote it in the wrong place. That's why. Yo, where did... It's all in 3-1. Hold on. Let me try go back up. Cause clearly we missed some of them. Nottingham, Fulham. I have that. I miss for coach at that. 2 did I not get this? Yeah, just saw that. Villa 2-1. But I saw that. So how did I miss some of these other ones? NF. Fulham 2. Got that. I think Apache. Yeah, I'm done with Apache. Liverpool 3-0. Okay. 3-1. Yes, got that. Brentford 3-1. But him never said nothing for Liverpool. So where Liverpool scored there, brother? Demo. I didn't. You have me here scrolling for it and I don't see one. Unless I'm really blind. Or maybe they drop it first. I'm never even see it. Well, I don't know, bro. Did you get? You never gave me one. Unless, yeah, I don't see one. Brentford 2-0. All right, coach. You're lucky in, coach. So D-Fly, you gonna send the whole of the game them? Because there's two game there's two game sense of far now. Eh? It's under Apache. Fulham 2-0. It's one of them ones that not showing up in StreamYard. But I bet if I go to the live chat and the actual video, let me see. Under Apache Fulham 2 love. Okay, boom. D Madrid not there. I don't know how, but it's not there. And either one. Let's see. Oh my gosh. Demo. I would agree with you in any other team but Spurs, bro. But Spurs ain't winning nothing. All right, so D-Fly determined to just make it impossible for writing picks or her picks. Just a write a random game them all over the place. Boy, I can't find them. I'll clean it up. Fulham 3-1. I already had that one somehow. Okay, Arsenal 2-0. And D-Fly, I've never seen you here before. Did you change your name? Who is this? Brighton 2-0. D-Fly, I make me work, you know. Newcastle 2-1. All right, respect, because I noticed the last few were in order. Man City West Ham, run it. Crystal Palace Leeds, run it. Run it. Come on, D-Fly. Yo, this is amazing though, Demo. You say it's under Apache, Fulham 2-0. But all I see is D-Fly, Man United. Let me see our next Apache. Let me see Issa, Float, Jagarns, Coach Edwards. And then your next thing you say is Brentford 3 Wolves 1. So I don't understand. Like it just never came. Man City 4-0. Jeez. It don't make sense. West Ham for just stay home. It don't make no sense. Come on, D Fly. Crystal Palace Leeds. Liverpool Tottenham. Brentford Wolves. D Fly. Yo, Issa. Did you tell me a Brentford Wolves score? That's the question. I don't think you did. Yeah, Issa last score was Pool Spurs. So Issa, you have Brentford Wolves. That's it. Hot Chili, me don't know where the Red Skull, me don't know where you're there. Jagans, where you there? But I know what Jagans there. I'm in the comment section. Who me not put there when normally I play? We're pristine there. We're grimy there. We're Fitzroy G there. Alright. Hold on, let me know if Fitzroy I send theme one. For sure. I think grimy I gotta probably do it. Who else again? Yo, JB. John Star, I forgot make a 4th page history this. I know see some others I got send in, you know, so kind of get ready for them. Quite a few people send it like either direct message to me on IG or they will drop it in the Discord or somewhere. Even though Moss is probably the only person drop it in the Discord still, but everybody else just send like message direct to me and I add them in. So I go and make the column while D Fly find back them device so them can message me back with the answers. But I just know that I need to make one more column. Can't believe the man them asks Arteta if he want Tottenham stay up for the North London derby can play. What a stupid question, man. me know, man. Me know. me know, my G. Yo, D-Fly, you have 3 more games. And see if you not send them, yes, I'll get them wrong. So you probably get donkey. Come on, D-Fly, man. It's not that hard. Crystal Palace Leeds, Liverpool Tottenham, Brentford Wolves. Let me know. You have 1 minute and what's that? Basically call it a minute. You have a minute left. You have a minute left, my G. So now I see what me there talk about. So this is the table for the season for Premier League, right? And that's the overall table. But when you break it down home and away, City have 36, 35, United, Villa. So the top 4 in home right there, City, Arsenal, Man United, Villa. And you see Everton down in 14th. Now when you go to the away table, Everton is literally 4th. Arsenal have a pretty sizable gap over Chelsea in this side. But you see Everton right there with Man City, just goal difference separate them with 24 points. So they have been one of the more prolific away teams. That's why, this game is not a gimme this week at all. We need to show up and we need to show out if we want to get all 3 points. All right, D Fly. I rate that in the clutch with about 10 seconds to spare. D Fly said, boom, we have Palace 2-0. So big up yourself, D Fly. Brentford 2-0. You never answer me neither, You change your name, or this is always what you go by on YouTube? How did you find the channel, I wonder? Did someone send you? One of my G them? Let me know. But people, D-Fly, you forgot let me know in the comments under the video, my G, because I'm out of here. It's late. Man, have a long day tomorrow. Julie have club match tomorrow during the day, so I'll take in that. Have a lot of things to do outside of that as well. Luckily, the game is local, so I can go to the game and still run around and do some business I have to do during the day. So yeah, we're gonna busy this weekend, but we're gonna try to find some time. We definitely want to do a little roundup of what's going on with the reggae boys. We saw some league squads come out, so I want to give our takes on what we've been hearing and seeing on the ground. Because trust me, for one thing with Jamaica football people, everybody have them source, and they come in like everybody's source just fully plug in right now with the squad about to come out. So yeah, man. We want to discuss that. So we're gonna aim for one night this weekend. I think Sunday would be the best idea because at least we'll get Saturday and Sunday for some more game for play. So we can talk so we can play wait till the weekend games play, so all the various leagues have them weekend games play, and we'll have a little bit more data to look at the players and stuff, because like I said, we have a squad that pretty much kind of leak, and we just want to see how them players doing, see if we're actually looking at the right people going into this window based on our own analysis and research of the players. So yeah, that should be a nice show to do. Like I said, it may be Sunday because I think that just makes more sense in terms of getting a few more games in that we can analyze and look at and try to make sense of some of these selections that we saw in the league squad that is going around right now. So yeah, look forward to that at some point this weekend. It'll probably be in the evening. And of course, all my EPL viewers, you don't know, once all the games play, I know some games are gonna play tomorrow. We want each we talk about right on the day of. But over here on Jason Gooner TV, we don't rush things. We take time to look, do the proper analysis of things, watch back games if we couldn't watch them, at least watch back extended highlights if we can't watch the full game. And that way, when we come back Monday with the review show, we can hit some points while we're talking about the games, and of course banter some people and some fan bases, because people love chat, right? So we provide a platform for you to chat off on the face and say how great your team is or how bad your team is, depending on how the result went, right? So big up, people. Thank you to each and every one of you who tuned in, who stuck around, man like Jagans, man like Apache, man like DJ Gigs, Rob Smith is there from Shirley on, Conrad, Issa, Coach Edwards, big up yourself every time. D Madre returning, Float Management, Maji, big up yourself as well. Float, Jagans, special shout out to Uno for becoming a member of the channel. We greatly appreciate that. Sure you not even know. And yeah, that's about it, people, So nobody now go to playoff games again. Well, a few people I know decided against it. Some already had, tickets booked and hotel and all these things, so they're still going. But it looks like they have kind of gotten somewhat of a handle on what's going on. I don't know if that's just the media. Sometimes the media have a way to not show you the real. I wish I had a correspondent on the ground that I could get some content from there. Because trust me, you can't trust these outlets with what's going on now. Because you watch one thing and you'll frame, like you paint a picture of what's going on in a situation, and you see another channel talking about the same thing that completely change the picture. So, brother, You don't know who to trust. I tell you. But people, thanks again for the support. I greatly appreciate it. I see the numbers them and I've noticed them. I notice how, if you put in work, you can really see some difference in what you're doing. And so people, let this be a listen to you. Demo can tell you, some of them other man I can tell you. When I first started doing this content, bro, I'll be lucky if 5-6 people are watch me for the whole 2 hour me I do. Right. And now, not saying it's like the greatest in the world, but bro, to look down and see 20 odd, 30 odd, even 40 odd and the EPL content is amazing, because I never really thought it would ever get like this for the EPL stuff. Now, of course, people know about me at this point, like the Jamaica space to some degree. Not everybody, but people that do, they know that I bring some quality content. But to see that, be able to cross over into EPL stuff as well, then you know that you're putting a little bit of time and you're seeing some rewards. People always was telling me this. Some people that don't really understand how the YouTube thing goes, were telling me, boy, why you even do that stuff? When you do the Jamaica content, you get so much more views and this and that. I said, well, because I enjoy doing it. And, I honestly believe that the way how the Jamaica thing kind of was able to pick up steam, it was a bit easier because obviously it's a more saturated space. So most of the people that would have seen me associated to Jamaica already. Now, the EPL is such a market where everybody talks about it. People just were saying, why would I try to get into a market that's so oversaturated with content? I said, well, I might have my own niche. Is there another person that, covers the Jamaica team that like so covers the EPL as well? Like, I don't know, maybe. And even if that's not the angle, who cares? I just want to talk about it anyway. So I just love the fact that this has organically just kept growing and growing and growing, and you never know what the future holds. So people, just keep on supporting, keep on tuning in. One thing is for sure, I will not wake up tomorrow and don't love football anymore. So there will never be an end to the content on this channel because there's always some football, right? So people, don't worry, we are here to stay. I wish I could do it more frequently. I wish I could do it more time, and all of this. But as Jagan said, one cocoa full basket. That is it. So on that note, people, we're gonna left out respect Demo for the nice words. Greatly appreciate it, my G. And yeah, man, big up on yourself, Jagans, big up yourself as well. Hit the like button on the way out and make sure to tell a friend to tell a friend. Just like how D-Fly found us today and was so compelled to give us the predictions. Hey, let that you guys that watch the show every week, wanna find some more D-Flies, get them here so that them can see the content, start to know the content, so we can start to grow the content. Bars. All right, people, big up on yourself, and thanks again for tuning in. I'm Jason Gooner. This is Jason Gooner TV, and come on, no, that's the Adidas. Come on, you Gooners. Don't make this cannon can't even fire nothing out of it. Come on, bust some goal.